Shalom, I'm giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the one who the world calls God. Yahweh Shai is the one who the world calls Jesus Christ. And these are the days, minutes, hours leading to the return of the one who the world calls Jesus Christ, which his real name is Yahweh Shai. Now we do know that before that happens, according to the Bible, Matthew the 24th chapter, Revelation 11, the 11th chapter, the 14th verse, Isaiah the 34th chapter on down, man, the fifth verse, there's going to be World War III. Wars, rumors of wars, pestilences, all these different things leading to the return. And we do know as well there's going to be situations like this happen. Bishop Marvin Sapp is receiving backlash after telling ushers to close the doors until their donation goal of 40,000 is reached. And you could find this video, but here's the thing. The scriptures talk about buy the truth, sell it not. You're not supposed to be in the spirit of, hey, I'll give you this breakdown if you give me $20 or whatever it is. You're supposed to give the word freely, which is why you see many people, they don't put ads or what, which is why, you're not supposed to be in that, because you got our people, certain of our people that just sincerely just want to learn and just want to learn about the Most High. And everything that we have pertaining to this faith is a gift. The Lord gave it to us through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. So we're not supposed to be selling it and things like that like it's ours. This is Proverbs chapter 23, verse 23. Buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding, right? So, like freely receive, freely give. You're not supposed to be in that spirit or saying, hey, you can't come back until you pay this amount of fee. No, which is why a lot of these different, churches, they're not having as much people, they're not having as much attendance, because in the majority of these churches, they're not telling you the truth. How many people grown up in the church and they didn't know that they were Israelites? How many people grew up in these different churches and they didn't know, about it wasn't harped on about the return. It wasn't harped on the destruction that was coming. These different things weren't harped on, but they were sitting there week after week after week. So you have a lot of people getting up out of there. And at the end of the day, it's all about the Spirit. It's all about the Spirit. Scriptures talk about when 2 or 3 are gathered in the Lord's name, there He is in the midst. So you don't need thousands of dollars of a structure and things like that. This is Matthew chapter 18, verse 20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Right. So you don't need to go and do these different things. And that's also why you got to be in the spirit of, doing your best to, understand understand the word and understand elements of these scriptures, because, when you do things like man worshiping or do things like that, you may actually think that you're getting close to the Heavenly Father by doing these different things, giving this guy $40,000. You think you're doing a good thing where you're really not. You're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. God, who made the world and all things therein, seeing that He is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands, right? So it's not about the big temples, the vast, Joel Osteen, thousands of dollars type of temples, mics, and production. It's not about that. It's about the Spirit. It's about the energy, the mindset. It's about, the Heavenly Father. You could be in a cut up, like they call brothers that be out there on the highways and hedges, what do they call? They call them shower curtains. They say they're wearing shower curtains. You could actually be in a shower curtain, right, with some little fringes at the end of it, and have more spirit and have more elements of the Spirit than somebody who's in these $1 million temples, so-called temples. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? Right. So, judgment is going to start at the house of Israel. And that goes to people in this truth, which is why you want to be doing your best in these last days to sharpen up. Be sharp, be in the spirit. And these other people, they're gonna get it too, and also the Heavenly Father is is coming at these different leaders and other people of our people. You see what happened with the sweep of Big U. You see what happened with Young Thug. You see what happened with Dirk. You see what happened with all these different people. It's a sweep on Jake. And he uses Esau, but we know who sent it. And he's also just having these people just get hit. Wendy Williams hit. I think T.D. Jakes or somebody else. It was another big church figurehead. I don't know if it's Eddie Long or T.D. Jakes or whoever it was. They're getting sick. They're getting plagues. So yeah, man. This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it at all. This ain't the right spirit to be in. This ain't what you want to be like or copy. This is making a mockery of the book that he claims to believe in. Those people, they shouldn't be following that or him. But this is the type of goofiness, the type of clownery that's going on in these last days. That I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Shalom.